people who are having trouble with their Chinesian Shinray bikes. Day 3. Rolling out to the start of day 3. I expect the terrain changes from sort of this light green, which they've had a little bit of rain lately, and that's why it's sort of got a green pick everywhere. And I'm guessing we maybe get more rocks, sand, brown ground. Let's see what we find. Mongolia, day 3. These sand washes are amazing to ride in. Loose gravel, good sort of terrain changes. You can see we sort of jump in and out of them. There's some ruts, there's some gullies, just enough to keep you on your toes. Around every corner there's amazing vistas as well. I was really impressed with the whole country. Although essentially it would appear the same type of terrain, the variation was just amazing for me. The colours, the textures, you know, the surface we're riding on, it all changed, you know. It nearly infinitely consistently, you know. It was just amazing. The views were just utterly spectacular. You'll see in a minute I've just come up a little ridge, and you can see as I've come up the ridge I'm just looking around to see the new view. This was the first time I'd seen camels in the wild.
First time I've seen camels.
Unique for the world. Mongolia has twin hump camels as well.
How's the suspension?
I don't think two drometries. I don't think the other camels in the world are the same. I think they're mostly single humped.
I think changing the preloads helped a lot.
So every time I came across some animals, signs were incredibly rare, you know, like, so these are all actually marked roads, but yeah, just there's no real markings apart from, you know, the nomads and the people travelling know where they're going. This old ruin was interesting, one of the very, very few buildings we've seen. The Americans, there's 3 chaps, they left much earlier than us every morning, and we caught them by sort of lunchtime most days. My brother and I were riding quite well, probably a little bit faster than most of the other people in the group. Just amazing. I'm not sure, you know, I've been trying to think about this. Would have a better bike made the trip any better? You know, potentially a little bit more comfortable. Those bikes, these ones, have quite a small, a low seat height, so you're a little bit cramped in them. You know, the suspension's poor, brakes are poor, but I don't think it would have actually made a better trip for the bigger bike. Don't know, I'd have to actually ride one to try. Potentially the bigger, faster bike, you could come up on a lot of nasty stuff with much greater speed if you've got better suspension travel and better ability. But then of course, you know, the things that you come up on this bike too, with better speed, better stability, better suspension, better brakes, you can deal with better, of course, as well. Beautiful big extended plain here, just amazing just to be in as well. And essentially no people, you know, no animals, nothing. Just quite an incredible experience to be there. You can see these tracks crossing it, so we should have turned left there. It takes us a little while to figure out that we've, you know, a little bit navigational challenge. We'll see my brother figures out in a little while here. So, you know, I just take a big arc onto the next bearing. The phone that I had on this trip was relatively new, a Samsung 22 or 21 maybe, but the screen protector was just butchered from my work as a plumber, so it was very difficult to read. Back to another little town. So most of these towns were built in the Soviet era. So the Soviets saved Mongolia from China. So they come in and, you know, sort of had their big stick at the fence saying, you know, you can't come in here. So a lot of these buildings are Soviet style. All the old, you know, the old council sort of infrastructure or regional infrastructure. I went wide here. A lot of the vehicles are Japanese import vehicles. So that was a left-hand drive, a right-hand drive Mitsubishi Canter truck. We get those in Australia. It's interesting, the car of choice for the nomads and the people in the arid regions in Mongolia were Toyota Priuses. Go figure, eh? We saw them swimming through some deep water. We saw them four-wheel driving. You know, again, all these vehicles here are all Japanese imports. Of course, they don't have a car industry themselves, and the Japanese have got laws that make them sell their cars after a period, otherwise their insurance and rego gets more expensive. We have a bit of a discussion here about what I think
might be better.
Another one back there.
Yeah. What I was trying to follow the vans, because they'll have tourists in them. So they'll go to the best one.
So all the supermarkets are quite similar, and a little bit surprising, of course, there's no fresh food. Very hard to grow things in a desert or an arid area as well. The supermarkets were surprisingly full of white man food, you know, packaged confectionery, chips, you know, the like, soft drinks, you know. We had quite a consistent diet. We had pasta and then usually tinned fish, water. So I bought 3 litres of water a day. That would do us for the evening. So that would cook us, get us our camelbacks full for the next day. A little bit of washing up, and then we'd buy 3 litres of beer as well. We're coming into the desert now, and things are getting pretty rough, lots of corrugations.
So we're on the edge of the Gobi Desert, we think, because it should be desert, but they've had a lot of rain. You might be able to see the mountains in the background. Sand dunes to the side. Corrugations. Not very good. Fucking mud.